Okay, welcome everyone. Bit cold. Awesome. Hope everyone is doing well. I am Mohak Agarwal. I'm the founder and CEO of ClayStack. Prior to ClayStack, I was running my own fund in Web3. Then I was running a staking as service company with $200 million in assets. Have been running validator nodes for quite some time. I started ClayStack somewhere around a couple of years back. Initially to solve liquid staking, now restaking. So the topic of today is why restaking needs modularity. You must have seen a lot of restaking protocols now coming up, becoming the hottest topic right now. So let's look at what is the anatomy of liquid restaking. What are the elements of liquid restaking? As I said, it's one of the hottest space. In less than 1 year, the TVL has been highest. More than 4 million of ETH has been staked directly by EigenLayer itself. So what does it mean? What are the elements of restaking? So the very first layer is the staking layer. When someone deposits ETH in any restaking protocol, when you deposit in your restaking protocol, the ETH needs to be staked on Beacon chain. I'll jump on each individual topics or components of that. So first, the ETH needs to be restaked on Beacon chain. Then the ETH needs to be restaked on any restaking layer. So let's say EigenLayer. Then after that, which MEV relay to use to capture all the MEV boost. And lastly, when you want to expand your restaked LRT on different L2s, then there are specific challenges that everyone faces there. So let's talk about the restaking layer first. We'll go through this one quickly because I want to focus more on restaking one. But in the staking layer, first is which validators to stake to. You must have seen every staking protocol face that challenge. Like Lido used to have a very small validator set. And the reason is when you start growing your validator set, the challenge that you face is you need to have a bond. You need to have a collateral deposited by a validator. Imagine onboarding a home staker who's skiing in Salt Lake City when the node is down. What do? You cannot do anything. Even though, let's say, the validator is very technical. So there are solutions to that. So the solution is DVT, which is distributed validator technology. Instead of letting a single person, single machine run any node, you split the keys and let 4 people or multiple people validate the same node. Without DVT, you cannot do that. If you run any backup node, you run a risk of double signing. But with DVT, as long as, let's say, more than 66% of the operators are online, you're never going to miss any single attestation. You're never going to get slashed. If everyone even deliberately wants to get you slashed, they have to collude to do the same malicious activity, which is very hard to coordinate. Then VFP, which is Validator Funding Provider. This is a concept that has been developed by ClayStack. When you ask any validator or a home staker to come and bond with you, you need a collateral. So let's say 4 ETH. For most of the crypto bros here, maybe 4 ETH is nothing. But for any home staker, that's almost $12,000. It's a lot of money. So they will not do it. That's why we created this pool called VFPs, where imagine you are someone who wants to underwrite bond for Mohak, who's a very technical validator, but does not have the capital to write his own bond. So I'm going to borrow that bond from you and then run these nodes, and you're going to lend me this bond because you're going to make much more yield by just lending it in a minimal risk. Then last is client diversity, which becomes extremely difficult at execution level and at validator level as well. So most of the validators just want to support Geth. So it becomes, more and more centralized. Now the restaking layer, which is where you want to spend the most time. So the first is AVSs, which is actively validator services. Every restaking protocol have to decide which AVSs they want to delegate to. Right now, it's easier because most of the AVSs does not have any slashing. So most LRTs are going to just support everything. It's gas intensive, but still. Second is the risk management, which comes once the slashing is live. How much you want to give to any AVS, and how do you want to distribute to that AVS? What is the selection criteria? Then the next is reward distribution, which is every AVS is going to give reward in their own currencies. How do you distribute that to stakers? So the reason I'm explaining this is the reason I'm explaining this is because this architecture is very, very complex, and most of the people, it's all invisible tech for most people. They deposit ETH, you get LRT. You don't know what is happening behind. And the challenge is, restaking is super early days. Like EigenLayer just launched their mainnet with $13 million in TVL. There'll be numerous updates that are going to be coming on EigenLayer. And if you are a very security-focused protocol, the challenge that you're going to face is you'll have to re-audit the whole protocol. So that's why I'm explaining all the moving parts of the system. Then we'll see like where it needs or why modularity is absolutely essential here. The next is cross-chain layer. When you expand your LRT to multiple layer 2s or layer 1s, the challenge that you face is maintaining the exchange rate. Let's say let's say the CSETH is trading on Ethereum at 1.005, and now you're live on 10 other L2s. So how do you maintain the exchange rate across all 10 L2s? If there is a buffer or if there is a mismatch, the protocol can have a hole if you give outdated rate. Then the bridge. Which bridge to choose? Most optimistic bridges have 7 days delay when you're transferring from layer 2 to layer 1. So that becomes another challenge. So which bridge to select so that there is minimal delay? Which cross-chain message passing protocol you want to use, or there are multiple ones there as well. Because again, if there is a delay, there can be hole in the protocol. So this is the architecture, but like you can see how complex it is already. What we have tried our best is to modularize this architecture. This slide could have been more better for sure. It's probably it's not helping the case. But the idea is, what we want to do is, we want to have this architecture as modular as possible, so that the core protocol remains immutable and all the isolated modules remain upgradable. If you see the trajectory of Lido, right? If you are someone who does not want to take any risk, who just want a stable yield, you'll not go to any newer protocol. You're going to go to Lido. Why? Because you feel that the smart contract has been deployed for years. The same smart contract, it has been audited 7 or 8 times. So people feel much more trust. But what happens is, we are living in a space where rapid development is happening, especially restaking. It's the fastest space right now. So the moment you upgrade your contracts, it needs to be re-audited. The previous audit doesn't mean anything. Even if you had like 5 audits, now it's all meaningless. I mean, not completely meaningless, but most of the times. So that's why if you see Lido, like people are more trusted that, oh, okay, it has 10 audits, never been hacked, have more trust. That's what we want. We envision that in liquid restaking, with all these moving parts, restaking super early, gonna have at least 3 upgrades this year. DVT, super early, so many challenges that has yet to be solved. At least 4 to 5 upgrades this year. Then every layer, DVT, restaking, there'll be multiple players out there. On restaking, there already you must have seen like EigenLayer competitors coming up. Obviously, they're far more, like EigenLayer is far more ahead, and most likely have won the race on Ethereum, but still. DVT, SSV, OBO, multiple ones are going to come up. So if you don't have a modular architecture, if you're relying, your whole protocol is baked in one of the partners, one change happens, the whole architecture has to be upgraded. All the smart contracts needs to be re-audited, which creates just like very strong challenges. Then the most interesting thing that's going to happen, once AVSs are going to have slashing, how do you give AVS programmability to the end users? User A wants to delegate to AVS X. User B wants to delegate to AVS Y. How do you do that? Because the LRT, every LRT is fungible. So many challenges. And every protocol who will try to solve all of them in one baked-in architecture, they will have very, very hard time. There's one advantage of doing that, which is fast execution. You go to the market very, very fast. You gain a lot of TVL, but at the same time, you bring a lot of risk to the system. One hack, and yeah, then like you create history, because this is the only space. Mind you, this is the only space that has never been hacked. DEXs have been hacked, perps have been hacked. lending, borrowing protocols have been hacked left and right. Liquid staking has never been hacked. Liquid restaking, it's early, never been hacked. There's only one instance, which was one protocol, but that was not a hack. They just forgot to back up the private key with $150 million. So I would not call that a hack. But this is the only space which has not been hacked. But I feel like if we don't give a strong emphasis on modularity now, someone will create history. And I hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, so that's the end of it. Any questions?
Raise your hand.
OK, so either I did a very good job or a very bad job. But thank you.
No, wait. In that case, I'll ask you one question, because when we're talking about restaking, it seemed like in the past it used to be, let's say, something unimaginable. When you're building actually your protocol, what was the, let's say, did you take some other protocol as an example? This is how we'll build this on top. This is how we'll build this on top of other protocols, or this was just initial idea, and you're the only one unique.
Yeah, so we started the liquid staking. What we have put us very strong emphasis on is we spent last 2 years in making a very modular architecture. So last year, actually from TOKEN2049 Singapore stage,
Oh, really?
we launched our liquid staking protocol.
Congrats!
Thank you. So that was exactly 6 months back. We launched liquid staking, where we enabled our staking module and MEV and DVT module. And now we just enabled 2 months back our restaking module. So for us, we are very security focused protocol. So we have been seeing this journey. Once we felt comfortable that now we are comfortable with restaking, we feel that it has matured a little bit more. And then it was I think 3 weeks development for us to enable restaking. So that's the advantage. This modularity gives us so much faster execution speed.
Oh, fantastic. So if you would like to know more details, feel free also to reach out to Mohak after his presentation. Please give him a big hand. Louder!
Thank you.